It's happening again. At this point, it almost feels like every single week I'm talking about a new game being delisted. I feel like we're getting more games delisted and put offline than we're getting new games. That's not even I feel like. That is facts, my friend. Well, this is a different perspective because this is Project Cars 3. Now, Project Cars 3, I have a bit of a history of Project Cars 3, and this is a weird one because everyone that played and liked Project Cars hated Project Cars 3. But everyone that didn't like Project Cars actually thought this one was pretty cool. Now, what I'm going to do today is because I honestly didn't play that much. In fact, I played about 7 hours of this game in total. But as I said, the game is being delisted. What that means is that you can't buy it anymore, but this game actually has more relation to Drive Club than I think Project Cars had. So without further ado, let's dive into this and see, am I gonna buy this game on PC at the end of this video? And if not, I think you should probably avoid rushing to buy this too. There's a racing game still on Steam right now, and they haven't put this on it, so I don't know what the hell they're playing at. Project Cars 3. It's such a weird title. I want to show something really quick. This is funny. So look at these 3 cars on this screen, okay? But now if I go to this screen, they're in the completely different order. And then, if I reopen the game, it changes again. They really have no idea which one to go with. Right, this is going to get complicated real quick. But this, my friends, is a PlayStation 4 game. And clearly, I played very little of it. But I played probably more than I did any other Project Cars. That says a lot. I've had experiences with Project Cars. Back in Project Cars 1, I thought it was a hateful game.
Here we go. Come on. Yes. This is power. What the f*** was that?
Okay, let's clear up any confusion to start with. That's probably a good place to start. This game will be playable beyond the date of it being pulled, if you own it. Once it is gone from the store, you won't be able to buy it. You won't be able to play online after an extended date, and that date, the delisting, is August 24th. After that date, you've got multiplayer for 6 months, but then the game will not work online, it'll work offline, and that's quite nice, actually. All right, let's start off with the game. And this is a PS4 game, to be clear. It looks pretty good still. PlayStation 5 does some, like, sharpening to PlayStation 4 games, but the main reason I enjoyed this game more than the other ones is because straight away, the game worked out of the box. Project Cars 1 and Project Cars 2 faced an issue of launching on console as a smaller IP that was crowdfunded and then also had publisher money. Yeah, that was a bit of a scam. This game, however, worked really well on controller. Really well. And it had a complete change of direction to what the previous ones had. It felt like fun. Project Cars was not supposed to be fun. And the people that don't have fun, like the simulators, they were not happy at this at all. So the difference between this game, it felt more like a Need for Speed Shift. It took it more of an arcade approach, which again was completely jarring, and it almost felt like when Need for Speed went to Need for Speed Shift. It was wrong. It failed tremendously. The second game actually sold like 1 million copies officially, making it possibly the worst selling Need for Speed of all time. Fun fact, Slightly Mad Studios, the developers of this game, were the ones that made the Shift games. Fun little tidbit for you there. EA binned them off. They stole the tech, is my perception of it, just to be clear, to then make Project Cars. And Project Cars was, in my opinion, worse than Shift 2. the jank was still there from what they had previously. Mate, I didn't realize how much the game just slides. I completely forgot about that. Hell, it's even got this camera where the camera follows the corners and the cars ahead. That was like a Shift thing. It's still in the engine. It's still a staple feature of this series. So it almost continued on the Shift series, but progressively got worse. And then it got good. And then it got completely closed off. Codemasters, in case you don't know, got bought by EA, who owned Slightly Mad Studios for a period of time. They clearly had some different ideas of what Project Cars should be, and that's what birthed this. Fun fact, Rushy, who was in charge of Drive Club, he actually got put in charge of this game. Now, I don't know whether he made the decisions overall to actually make this more of an arcade game, but you can see that the sectioning, the perfect cornering, things like that. This is almost Drive Club's spiritual successor. Project Cars kind of just got put in the bin. They were like, this concept isn't working. 2 games in a row and it's just not resonating. Let's completely change the whole point of the genre altogether. And essentially what they did is they made the game more fun. And then in essence ruining the whole point of Project Cars previously. So now they are working on something completely different. That's going to come out. They're not Slightly Mad anymore. They also got bought by EA and then completely shuttered. So EA technically isn't the one shutting this game down. I think the only game that EA actually owns from the series, because you've got 3 games. Can I just say, I don't know why these are inaccessible. I definitely bought all my PS4 games digitally bar 1. So I don't know what that's about. Maybe they gave me an American code. It's from my American. I don't know. I paid 50 hours of this one, to be fair. How the hell did I play 50 hours? Anyway, the first game says it's under EA. So EA pulled that one. Project Cars 2 was published by Bandai Namco. So it's a little bit weird because Bandai Namco actually published all 3 titles, even though the third game was under Codemasters, and then a few months later it was owned by EA. But EA don't own the published game. But so Bandai Namco is the one doing this, and ultimately car licensing has taken another victim. So once again, the Drive Clubification of Project Cars should be studied harder, and that's why I'm here today, because I love Drive Club. I didn't like Project Cars. I liked the arcadification of this game. It was a little weird. I understand. It's like someone saying they preferred Shift to any of the Need for Speed, and I don't know of anyone that I ever heard ever say that ever. So am I gonna buy this game? Because once again, it is on Steam, meaning it'll look amazing, it'll play better, everything will be better on the PC version of the game. But if this is delisting, well, I better hurry up and get on with it. Oh yeah, this was the first game with the Z Proto from memory. That's one of the reasons I also jumped into it and had a lot of fun. I drove this thing and it was good fun. Let's go to Monza. So again, I don't know who made the decision to ultimately make it more of an arcade experience. I guess you could liken it to more Forza Motorsport. That's probably a good... It was probably an attempt by the whole studio. They thought, maybe we go for a Forza Motorsport style thing. But they kept one of the best elements of the series, and the idea there was that you could take a road car and actually build it into a race car, like becoming a racing driver through the means of, well, different paths. Now that I think of it, this genuinely is supposed to be like a Forza Motorsport, isn't it? I think I upgraded this thing quite a little bit. It's pretty good. Whoa. Yeah, this feels like a Forza Motorsport. Now that I think, like a Forza Motorsport 4, earlier Forza Motorsport, not like 5, 6 onwards. Those were less interesting. But you can see by the camera shakes, everything. Man, I didn't think about that before. I was just like, oh yeah, Rushy's in charge. They've arcadified the series, and therefore I'm like, this is good, but it just didn't resonate with the original base, and it struggled to find a new one. This is something I always thought about. The reason I thought Need for Speed Shift kind of failed is because...
Really earned it today. Great job.
Thank you very much. The series was known for arcade racing in a certain degree, and that's why a lot of us got peed off, especially when they said Most Wanted 2012, and it was just nothing like Most Wanted at all. They tried to burn out Need for Speed, and we were not having it. This is kind of the same, I say the same era. It's not. It's almost the same idea. Okay, I'm in the field now. I know that this plays pretty nicely. Let's have a look at the career. Also worth noting, as I failed to do with Drive Club, I didn't buy all the DLC before it was gone, meaning that I might not ever properly be able to play all of the DLC, which is annoying. It's infuriating. But anyway, if you do want to buy this, you have until August the 24th, as I mentioned. And then after that, it's gone. So, pretty simple campaign. You've got different road levels. You've got E, D, C, B, all the way through, and you go up to like proper race cars. And you've got these DLC packs as well, which are specific to... So if you don't see Drive Club and you don't see Forza Motorsport in here, I think we're playing completely different bloody games to each other. So let's see. We've got this one, which I've done nothing of. So I guess we'll start here. We're going to start with, what car do we need? We can use my Supra. Very nice. Now, something that I really liked, it had actual performance upgrades. You go in here and you can change to different tires. You can go to brake, suspension, bodywork, intake. You've got a lot of upgrades to do, which means you can upgrade your car to be a hypercar tier car. That is something that Drive Club was really missing, and it was supposedly going to have. They've done some digging and found that out. But you've also got customization in here, which is just wild. I love this. So you can do team colors, you can custom my styles. I go to custom, edit. It's mostly paints, decals, license plates, rims, and tires. Pretty basic. But I'm telling you, Forza Motorsport. I see Forza Motorsport in this. Here's a showroom of cars. One of the other complaints I had about Project Cars, I actually complained about how many cars are in the game. And I know, thinking about that now, I really don't have that complaint. That's just like a young person's complaint. I don't think there's an issue personally with a lower amount of cars. The DLC Supra, okay. If you want Forza Motorsport old style, this might be your last chance because Forza Motorsport's obviously in the bin now. But anyway, you got all the car brands. Obviously, it's just I think it's just limiting to the car class at the minute. Probably, yeah, it is. The most confusing part to me about the idea of Codemasters was that they really had so many games that were quite frankly the same thing. Think about this. You also had Grid. Think about F1, of course. Same tracks, same places, but in different types of cars. They really made the same game many times and very much had very little variety in a lot of them. And of course, EA then bought them up and closed half of those games, most of those games. Now they're pretty much just an F1 studio, and they also work on FIFA. But anyway, it's just really weird to me that they managed so well for so long and EA came in and ripped it all down. It could have genuinely been something good to have more variety in the racing games in EA, but they clearly just weren't about that. Right, here is where I go. This is too much for me. This is too much realism. Oh my god, I don't like that. I don't like the camera. I've never liked it. Oh, that's good though. It feels so good. The problem with Project Cars 1 is that, and remember at the time, there were people genuinely like angry at me for saying that the game was too difficult to set up initially. People were like, oh, you need to fine tune the controls on controller. And that was insane. The fact that out of the gate, the game, you had to assign buttons or actually improve what in the failed? Well, I'll try. You know, on most time attacks, you get more than one lap. Okay? Don't invalidate me. Don't invalidate me. Oh, I didn't go over. Yeah, look at that. It's going to be slow, but he's going to do his best. I wonder why this event hadn't been completed before. Oh, for crying out. Oh, I didn't invalidate. How? What? That was worse than the last one. But man, we used to have so many racing games. Whether you loved all of them or not, doesn't matter. Games used to there used to be so many different games you could play. Did I manage it that time? Holy crap. Hey, I got... That was a good lap. Okay, yeah, no, they definitely simplified this the Project Cars experience. And there's another thing as well. You could jump into Project Cars and you could drive like ridiculous high-end like motorsports cars, and then they were just like road cars. It's just... It's weird. It's really weird. 20% up. Oh, yeah, that was another thing. You get upgrade discounts based on your car's like level. That's really cool. That's cool. So I'm going to be honest. So far, I'm leaning one way. I won't exactly give it away so far because, you know, I've got to make sure you watch to the end as best as I can. Oh, mate, the music's really cool. I like it. I like the music quite a lot. Yeah, so... Oh, wait, no, I can buy my way into it. Well, no, I can't because I can't piss and afford it. But let's jump to the showroom and then we can maybe have a look at all the... Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. Race car version of cars that are also available in the road car version. I like that. That's really nice. And that's something that I thought just kind of made sense with this game. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, Gran Turismo struggles today to add any like actual race cars in. And, you know, even I am like... Come on, Gran Turismo. Like, as a road car person. Whoa. Oh, that's sick. That's really sick. Got the Viper and Race Viper. Oh my god, look at all the Ferraris. We got the LaFerrari and the FXXK. Yes. Yo, we got the Hennessy Venom F5. It's a pretty sick car list. I have to say. Very much have to say. Oh, yeah. RX-7. RX-7 Racy Boy. They've got the P1 and they got the P1 GTR. Yep. That's a good car list. It's actually a really good car list. And I've not even touched on all the brands yet. That's a good car list. I don't know, man. I'm a little bit undecided, if I'm honest. I'm not 100% there yet. Well, I wonder if the multiplayer is already dead. Maybe that's why they're shutting down the server. Oh, nice. You can loan cars as well. All right, good. Good, yes. That's a lot of tracks. Holy moly. Damn. What the hell? Do you remember this? This is the California Highway. This was the event on that video I just showed you from the past. And, my friends, this is probably one of the coolest tracks in the game. Also, oh my god, that side exhaust. What this is, it's a not free roam map, but I mean, it could be considered as such. Anyway, R32. Oh, mate, the fact this is weird. It feels weird to be... This is a Project Cars game, but I can actually steer my car better than maybe I can in a Need for Speed game. Oh. This sounds pretty good. The sound is actually pretty good. It's weird. It's really weird to be back on this course. And playing it, again, on PlayStation, it's actually held up really decently. That was the main thing. On PC, if you buy something on PC, the difference is, as the hardware improves, well, basically, you can run the game better and better. And if someone were to create mods, I could run it better and better. Damn, it followed the dip beautifully there. You see that? Oh, it feels pretty nice to play. It is... I don't want to say I'm a massive disappointment. Like, everyone has now moved on and gone back to that sim racing heart, and they can do that now, which is good for them. And look, the Codemasters people, less good for them. They've all kind of been displaced. I think I just more so missed the era of where everyone could just release games. Hell, PS4 generation, PS3 generation, PS2 generation. You could really just throw something at the wall, see what sticks, and even if it doesn't, most of them got bloody sequels. That's what I miss, and I don't know if I'm gonna actually be buying this on PC. I've got it on PlayStation, and I can come back to it. I've got one of the DLC packs. I don't really see myself needing to come back and, you know, play it in the highest resolution possible. So I think I've decided I'm not going to spend 40 titting quid on this game, or however much it is. It's expensive. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. There's a racing sale on Steam, and they didn't include this. And if it was like £5, I would have considered it. But Bandai Namco, clearly, they're not doing no thinking. So until the next one, it won't be Project Cars 3.